All right, everybody. Good morning. Guido coming at you. Left side Atlantic. Got my coffee for coffee talk.
Well, it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with his Worthington's early morning tea. Even though it's the afternoon, I decided to change it up. It's not Orange Pico, it's not Royal Blend, it's Worthington's early morning breakfast tea. There we go. Nice strong cup of tea.
So an afternoon strong cup.
Yeah, but it's breakfast. But yeah, hey, mix and match.
It's
That's
not
what we're
breakfast
about,
there though. You're halfway through the day there.
No, I know. It's halfway through the afternoon, but we're mixing and matching now. We're getting a bit daring over in the UK.
Oh wow,
Breakfast
bold.
tea in the afternoon.
That's bold. Very bold.
It's very bold.
Very
bold for the Hobbit to have tea in the afternoon.
Good morning, Stickler, Gator, Wayne, Sasquatch, Eighth
Morning,
Ussers, Cliffy. It is scandalous, Cliffy. Absolutely scandalous.
That's how I roll.
That is. Let's see. Well, there's not a whole lot going on in the game, fellas. I've got to tell you that for nothing, although we do have one interesting piece of news that we'll bring up. But as far as the channel update goes, dropped a DCS video yesterday.
Seen
Just
that? Yeah, that was cool.
some of us messing around.
That was very cartoony start. I thought it was going to be sort of a session of The Simpsons at first.
Yeah, that's that AI thing. That's that
Yeah,
AI thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're going a bit of Simpsons. We
Yeah.
The Simpsons, but obviously it wasn't.
So yeah, that was cool. That was about probably a third of that session. We flew for about an hour and a half messing around, but that was.
I love Slick's accent, man. It is proper accent. That is. I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how he does radio comms with that accent. You know what I mean? That's proper American, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Wayne calling in from Texas. All right, all right.
Lovely.
Grumpy old man. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, that was fun. So I dropped that 100 battle challenge. Still working along. Let's
What
see.
are you on that now?
Well, actually, I'm doing a lot here. I'm looking at them right now. I've got the here. I'll go over it as soon as I catch up here.
Sasquatch, he's not very well, apparently, but I'll go into that later.
Oh wow, yeah, he's not going to be king for long, is what you're saying?
No, but
Well, he was known that he knew he had cancer to begin with, right?
Oh yeah, and the thing is, I mean, he was 70 odd when he took the crown, didn't he? Because the Queen Elizabeth was the longest serving monarch, so she kept him out of the seat, didn't she? Bloody hell, dead man's shoes or what? But it looks no, Sasquatch is cool. It looks.
You guys are really.
We'll go into it later.
You guys are really lucky though, because I mean, think about how good this. I mean, it would be tragic too, but you're only a couple guys away from having Meghan Markle as your queen.
No, actually, that's not true. And I will put everybody right if you want. Later on or right now. In fact, we'll do it right now because you raised the subject. Right. She is about 5 millionth in line because it goes down the hereditary procession used to go down the male hair. Now it's male and female. So now it's male and female. What you get is that William is the next in line to the throne.
I know that. Yeah.
But if that fails, his children.
Oh, so it doesn't go to
Harry's nothing. Harry is a busker on the street of New York with his guitar.
L.A.
Twinkling away with his Meghan Markle girlfriend, wife, whatever she is, dancing to his tune on the streets of New York, mate. He ain't royalty at all. He's nothing. He might have been a good.
Man.
He was a great guy, an Apache guy. He was in the army. Love him to bits for that. But mate, you've let the side down 1,000,000%. So walk on, move on. So he'll never get it, dude, and neither will Meghan Markle sit there with any sort of crown on her head whatsoever.
We were hoping to complete the revolution.
Yeah, you see, it
By
was a sneaky revolutionary tactic
by
you lot,
eventually
wasn't it?
taking over there.
Bloody blue coats, get out of it. Go on, Will, away with you. Away with you.
All right, so the takes I'm doing the T832. That's good.
Okay, how's that going out?
I like that. It's not very exciting, but it's really good.
Is it solid hull down like it's supposed
Oh
to be?
heck yeah, man! This thing is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. I haven't played a whole bunch of it. I'm 64% of 39 battles. What is the armor? The armor use efficiency only 0.53, but that's all turret, right? Once it shows its hull, it gets pinned.
Yeah. Anything like that. That whole line, isn't it? The T-29, the T-32s. That's the whole gameplay with that, isn't it?
I am playing the Kampfpanzer 07 a little bit. That's kind of...
I have seen that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
seem to enjoy that tank a little.
Yeah, it's nice and fast. Got good DPM at almost 4,000. Decent gun handling. I don't think it's quite as accurate as I would like, but it's okay.
Right.
We're running...
You can increase the accuracy on that, surely, with crew skills, whatever they're called.
Well, I think I've done everything with the crew. I've done everything with the crew that I can do. I guess I could probably set up, because I've got hardening and turbo. I could probably do another setup once I start working through the field mods.
Yeah.
And yeah, in fact, I haven't done any of them yet. And maybe put an IA on it to make it a little more accurate.
Yeah. Well, it's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you prefer the way it is, because it gives you the ability to survive in a battle longer, then fair enough, isn't it?
This is kind of a weird setup, actually. I hadn't really looked at it till now. I don't know.
There you go. Just anything spare, you just throw.
I don't know. I don't know why I have it like this, but okay.
I do that. I go into the equipment and go, what have I got in the depot? Oh, I'll throw one of those on because it's not costing me anything. I'll throw one of them. I don't give a shit. You know what? It just goes on. Sorry. Anyway, carry on.
The Turbo Oni, yeah, that's a great idea actually. Staghound. So I'm running into the issue with the tier 6s that I run out of battle pass points on them.
Right.
So that is in the list, but it's just waiting for the next battle pass. Same thing with the Scheme A, although this one's pretty close to being finished, but I ran out of points on it too, even though it has 250. So I might get through that next battle pass. Don't know. Morning, Woody.
Morning, Woody.
I've added this to the list because I got to have a decently fast tank to entertain me. I don't want to play heavies all the time.
No, I don't mind heavies if they get there quick. That's all right.
This is, I don't know. This is actually pretty cool.
Randall. Yeah, to be fair, I think the trouble is with heavies that get to location quickly, they normally got less armor. That's why they're quicker.
Right.
So they don't survive as long, do they? So
right.
You've got to find that balance, haven't you? You've got to find the balance, the right tank for that.
And sometimes getting to the heavy brawl faster isn't really that big of an advantage. I mean, you might get your gun trained and ready and get one free shot, but you're almost always shooting at somebody's turret, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what it's like when you get there. You look back and you see that none of your team have come with you.
Yeah,
you're like, fuck.
And then you get swarmed by their slow heavies who finally get there.
T95 racing you.
Yeah, this thing's actually pretty cool. I'm at 59% in it and 50 battles, 56 battles. So it's better than I would have guessed.
Is it?
At least for me, it works out.
I was going to say, what's its play style to you?
Like a leopard.
Oh, okay.
But not maybe not as agile. Unfortunately, it doesn't the hull doesn't turn as easily.
Right. So do you second line that? You don't go face hug anything, do you? No.
Oh yeah, I'll have a video I think in the next couple weeks. I will take it to the medium spots and be the annoying medium. I'll occasionally take it to the heavy brawl because it is dropping 390 alpha with the gun.
Yeah. That I tend to look at that. I see what medium I'm in. If it is a bit of a heavium, I like to go to the heavy because that's where the hit points are, aren't they?
Yeah. So what's this? What's the pen on it? It's okay at 315 with the gold, so it can do some work. Yeah, obviously you can't. You have to really time your exposure and be very careful. Otherwise, if people are going to hit you with some high pen HE or the RD,
that's the downside, isn't it, of going into that sort of situation. If you go into a heavy area, if you do get hit, you get hit bad. You come across something like horrible, like like one of the auto loaders.
And your turret's not going to stop anything. So I don't do that all the time. But on occasion, depending on the setup and whatever, like it was an El Haluf game, so I went to the heavy corner because you have places you can go back down and hide, and you can time your pop and track things or help the heavies out. So Turtle's real close to being done. I got maybe 12, 13 battles left. We're doing 61% in that thing so far. This is sort of an easy mode tank.
Isn't it just? Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, sometimes I like to do that though because it is frustrating doing the hard mode all the time. So it's nice to drop into something that A, you've got a good win rate on it anyway because you're playing it the right way, and B, it lends itself to being an easy mode. It just chills you out a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously slow, and it's not
Morning,
invulnerable, but
No,
it's got
no.
pretty useful armor. What am I sitting at? 0.81, so that's definitely good armor.
Yeah.
We're at 87 battles, 61% win rate. So, but it's sort of a boring tank. That it's fun if you can permatrack people or bully them,
Yeah.
lower tiers or whatever, and you just absolutely crush them with your 400 alpha.
Well, you also have to choose the right way to go, don't you? You know, when you're doing your before it starts battle synopsis, you look at it and you think, right, I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
It invariably, if it's the wrong place, you're out on a ain't you?
Yep.
You ain't running away fast.
You have a long drive.
Yeah.
It is nice with the azimuth on the gun because it's 20
Yeah.
degrees either side, so that gives you some options on coming around corners and
Yeah,
angling.
compare that to the Polish. It's just
Yeah.
the Polish just so frustrates me with that. Even the Germans not that bad. The German casemates, they're not as bad as the Polish.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I've never come across that. I can't remember a casemate TD that has that little azimuth, and it's so disconcerting when you're having to shift your whole. Anyway, sorry, off track. But
No, there's
yeah,
very few that are that low.
horrible.
Bit of the Lorraine 50. I like this, but it's not very good. It doesn't do much of anything very well, but I kind of like it. I like the speed of it anyway. I'm also playing the Ju-Nu, which is locked because of points right now, and the Ju-To. This thing, I don't know why it's good because there's not a lot. There's nothing to it that just says this is going to be a good tank. But I'm running 67%.
Oh, okay.
42 battles is low sample size yet.
Low
Good
sample
morning,
size, yeah.
Brute. Good to see you, man. So yeah,
How everybody.
so like I said, I'm doing a lot of different. I'm doing the 34 GFT. Run out of points on that one, so it's getting close. I'm also moving along on this ridiculous thing, the BZ-176. I'm at 37 battles with it, and 70% win rate, which is ridiculous.
That's not bad at all, is it? Even though, yeah.
This thing's so dumb. Oh man! And then all the Polish TDs, although the 5, I think the 5 I'm just going to take out of the. I am going to actually just uncheck that because I'm not doing 5, so we'll come back to it maybe sometime in the far future. But I'm playing all of these. I'm going to unlock the field mods on all these. I've run out of points on the tier 6, so I'll have to wait till next. It's going to take a couple battle passes probably to get through that thing.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get 100 points. You run out of your points.
That's quite a lot of tanks for your 100 battle challenge.
I know.
I didn't realize you do that many. Yeah.
Well, and there's a couple others in here I didn't show, but they're kind of. I've unchecked some of them, so I may uncheck a few more. I was thinking about bringing the Panzer 58 into the mix. I do have it set up because I got the little bounty equipment put on it.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted a faster tank, so I may stick with that because it's a medium. I don't have a whole lot of mediums left.
Right.
It's kind of all heavies and TDs. So
Well, they've got to be done at some point, haven't they? So,
Yeah. Send Guido the STB game. You got a big STB game? So that's 100 Battle Challenge. I am done with the Polish TDs. I did put the DCS video out we talked about. And I think we mentioned it last week, but I did get my tickets for Tank Fest, guys, so I will be going to Tank Fest this, whenever the hell it is, June.
June the 20th?
8th?
27, 28, 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28, 29, 30th, yeah.
Yep.
29, 30th.
So
yeah, all sorted.
I'm gonna pop up in Hobbiton on a Thursday.
He is. He's coming to the Hobbit home. You'll have to duck low, sir. You're bigger than Gandalf. You know what I mean? We've had to put an extension into the bedroom so your feet don't stick out through the wall.
Yeah, out the window.
Out the window.
Move it so the feet are out the window.
Yeah, you got the longest length now.
So I get there on Thursday. We're gonna do Tank Fest. Well, I guess.
Well, we're going to drive
Saturday.
on Friday, aren't we?
That's right.
Saturday, and
Yeah.
then we've got the option of Sunday to do it as
Yeah.
well. But all like Goose, Quenetic, Damien, they're all going on the Saturday, so we'll probably end up at some point.
The main day will be Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the option for Sunday, whatever you want to do then.
So we'll see a bunch of those characters. That'll be cool.
Yes, we will. I can't wait to meet Goose. He's got to be as funny as he is in real life as he is on stream, isn't he? You know what I mean? He cracks me up, man.
Happy.
He really does.
Happy.
He's just a happy chappy. He's the positivity you need around you, isn't he? You know what I mean?
Seems like a lot of CCs are going. Probably not, Kedge. My understanding is there's a small waiting room for us to sit in off to the side.
The thing is, though, Guido, you're with Pilgrim, so you're going to get in there anyway, mate. Pilgrim owns Tankfest, dude.
Nice. So looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome. A little trip to Blighty, hang out with Pilgrim for a weekend. It'll be very nice. And that's pretty much it. We were discussing before we came on. Pilgrim's home project has gone along pretty well.
It's moving along. It is a. I've fired another photograph onto to Guido, so it is moving along. Well, I've now got the slabs back, which I gave to my son. This is so much Indian giving, isn't it? Giving it to somebody and then I wanted it back. But he's not using it. He's going to move anyway. He's moving house, so he doesn't care. So he's given me the slabs back, plus all the snails that were attached to them. So that's great. I had to weed them off. You know what I mean? And then we went yesterday and purchased some lawn edgings, stone lawn edgings. Now, I didn't know stone lawn edgings are about 8 inches deep. So it means I've got to dig the bloody things in. So now I've got to re-dig out that end bit and then get rid of all the gravel, move that out, dig a deeper channel, then put those things in.
Oh, man.
It's just a massive project. But, as we've discussed before, stay with the one project, keep it going, because if you finish it, she's got another one on the back burner. You know it, 100%. So, I'm happy. You know, a day here, a day there.
I assaulted the jungle in Florida.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a bunch of trees to
trim. Did you have the full kit on?
Oh yeah, man! I had my loppers. I needed to get out the chainsaw, but that was an extra level of arse pain. So I just he-manned with the loppers a couple branches that probably needed to be cut with a chainsaw, but. My chainsaw is finicky. You got to get it out. And I always have to tighten the chain, and then I have to check the fuel, and then I have to check the bar oil, and then you got to go
lubricate the chain.
You got to drag the bar oil out, and then you have to futz around with it for 10 minutes trying to get it started, and then of course it's a little two-stroke that's old, so it takes a while to warm up. And
yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? Life's so hard with a chainsaw, isn't it?
I think I'm going to get an electric one.
Well, I was just going to mention that. Why don't you get an electric one?
Just
or a small man to do it.
Just for the little easy jobs. I used to have one. It was really nice. Yeah, there you go, Terry.
A small man that did it for you.
A little chainsaw man.
Oh, sorry, you were talking. I thought you said you had a little small man.
Oh, a little chainsaw guy he would live out in the.
All right.
You know, rich people used to.
I know. My neighbours my neighbours just let loose. I didn't know this. I just got to talking to her yesterday, and my neighbours just let loose. I don't think she meant to, but she has a gardener that comes in to do her garden, and she has a cleaner that comes in to do her house. And I'm like, I hope she doesn't talk to the house general, because that'll be the next bloody thing on the list where it's. I was like,
dude, you gotta get a house cleaner to come in like every 2 weeks or once a month.
I don't know, but I don't need that though.
Dude, I tell you what.
Go through your smalls.
It's a game changer. No, she doesn't do laundry. Floors and bathrooms. Bathrooms, and dusting and vacuuming.
It's a game changer, you say?
I'll tell you what, man. We don't complain to each other about anything like that. It just.
See, now I'm quite happy to contribute to the UK economy by employing somebody to do something. So I don't know. Now I'm thinking twice about this, because I'm like, well, I don't really.
Well, it's a cost, right? Because it's more than you might think. At least it was to me. I'm like, good Lord, really?
Hourly rate, isn't it?
But the Frau works, and what she does with her money, I don't worry about too much. And cool. that is a bit of a peacemaking situation.
Right, okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I'll have to ponder. I'll have to ponder that one, actually. Yeah, that's it. We did have one in Hong Kong. We had
Yeah.
what they call an Armar, AMAH, I think is how it's spelt in English. But yeah, we had a lady that came in and did a bit of housework once a week and a little bit of ironing or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what
Yep.
I mean? And that was great because, well, you paid her 13 months of the year, so she got an extra month's pay at
Like a
at
bonus.
Christmas or yeah,
Bonus,
like
yeah.
a bonus.
Yeah.
So, but it was cheap as chips because it was Hong Kong. You know, it
Yeah.
was, but that was some years ago. I mean, we both worked back then, so yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to your electric chainsaw, dude.
Well, before we get to that, what I was going to say is that back in the day, they used to hire hermits to hang out in the big gardens. You know, people who had these big estates. They would
Yeah,
hire
yeah,
people
yeah.
to live in there. It was trendy to have a hermit living in your on the premises.
What with sandals and everything.
Hey, look, this
Yeah.
is England. I'm telling you, it's in your neck of the woods. This is. I don't know if it was.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember if it was Victorian era or what's the other Victorian and Elizabethan. I don't remember.
Georgian, Victorian,
Georgian, yeah.
Elizabethan, yeah.
I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I want to say
Probably Georgian. I think Victorian they were too enlightened, but I think Georgian. But King
Yeah.
George's reigns, the reigns of King George's. All
it was
three of them.
crazy. I saw a whole article on it and was reading about it. It's wild. But yeah, electric chainsaw. So
Anyway,
I have the Lowe's brand stuff. It's called not Ryobi. What the heck's it called? Now I can't even. I look at it every day. Anyway, whatever their brand is, can't remember. It's blue.
Karcher. No, blue.
It's
Oh, right.
blue. It's colored blue. Each one of them has its own bespoke color. These are the blue
That's it.
ones.
That's it.
But it's got the big battery, and they don't sell the big battery in the store anymore. You have to order them. Cobalt.
Well,
Cobalt.
it's just-
That's it. Cobalt.
Is
Thank
it?
you. Yep.
And they don't have a battery in the store for it. That is just crazy. Can you not order
Not
it
anymore.
from
They
the
don't-
Store?
Yeah, you can go to their website. You can still get them, but for whatever reason, they don't carry them in the store anymore. It's the 80
Man,
volt or watt. I always get that.
that's
Always
it.
forget.
That's why Wayne's got it on the head there. Bloody Amazon. Amazon has ruined the stores, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah, all plastic. I will tell you, I was a bit skeptical on the electric stuff. I'd always owned a little two-stroke I had a gas weed eater. I've obviously got a gas chainsaw. I never bought a gas blower. Electric blower made sense to me because you don't use it as much, at least not for home use. I don't think
What, a leaf blower, you mean?
Yeah, like just a
Yeah.
once you mow, just a quick get the stuff off. So
Yeah.
I figured that would be fine. But I bought those things. I'm going to touch wood because now one of them's going to break on me. But I bought them, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I use them a lot. I use them a lot, and
yeah.
they're doing great.
I think gas engine implements in the garden work so much more better than electric powered. I mean, I used to always, like you, I had a gas powered chainsaw. I mean, I don't now. I don't have the garden for it.
Right.
A gas powered lawnmower. You know what I mean? Because or we call them petrol lawnmowers, because they were just faultless. They just lasted forever.
Yeah.
And the other thing, you can tinker. You can tinker with an engine. It's a bloke's thing, isn't it? Blokes like to tinker. You can't tinker with an electric battery, can you?
Well, see, that's a trade-off, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been surprised at how well my electric stuff have held up, so I've been pleased with that. Even if I had to buy a new one tomorrow, it wouldn't bother me because I got so much use out of it. But you say tinker, but you don't have to tinker with the electric stuff.
That's the point.
It just works.
It's the downside. No,
It's
that's
not
the
a downside. If you're tinkering
It
with your
is.
stupid mower, it means you can't get the
No, I
bloody
don't
thing to
tinker
start.
with engines. No, it's a bloke thing we don't. Blokes like to tinker with engines. I'm sure when you had your F-15C, you got the odd spanner out and give it a bit of a twerk, didn't you?
That's what the maintainers are for.
No, you did it. I bet you did it silently, secretly. One night
Yeah.
you go in with your spanner and tinker with the nuts,
Yeah.
bolts. You did. It's a bloke thing.
That's a good way to go to jail right there.
The chief comes in and goes, "Mr. Guido, sir, why's your engine hanging off?"
When I was a kid, we had a 20-year-old Briggs & Stratton that my dad bought 20 years before I was even mowing the lawn.
There you go.
And it probably took me 30 minutes every time to get that stupid thing running. and then it would be a battle to keep her. And then probably every year I rebuilt the carburetor. It was horrible.
You see, that is character building. Why do you think you're such a fine figure of a man today, sir? It's because your character was built by having to tinker with engines.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah, too much,
Wonderful.
too much freaking character. It was.
You're a man of leisure.
I am now. I just chuck some money at it now. Here.
Yeah, fix that. Buy this.
I got a problem. You here? Make this. You know what though?
Employ somebody.
That just doesn't work though. It never works. They never do it right. Almost never.
See, Kedge's got it right. He's got a gas snowblower. It works. You know, electric doesn't work in the cold. You have to lick batteries to see if they're working properly. That's the trouble.
Yeah, electric snowblower probably is not the way to go. I have a stupid I have a generator that's surging that I actually put a new carburetor on and it's still doing it. So I don't know what the heck is going on with that stupid thing.
Have you got? Is your float needle a bit stuck?
It's a new carburetor, so I'm not sure what's going on with it.
Have you got additives in your fuel?
Nope. I put non-ethanol in those.
Oh dear.
For that very reason.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not sure what's going on.
We can talk on this level because we take it as young people.
So it's either because it's surging intermittently. Well, I mean it's fuel air, so it's too much of one and not enough of the other intermittently. However, it's getting there. I'm not sure. I think there might be a vacuum leak somewhere, so it's sucking in too much air. Could be fuel filter, but I believe that I changed that to Gator. You know what's funny is I did all this probably a year and a half ago, and I've already forgotten everything I did. So it's that project, right?
Yeah.
I got the carburetor. I actually bought two carburetors. Bought one for that, and I bought one for the smaller Honda, little Chinese crappy ones. The Honda works like is beautiful. It just you pull that thing and it goes. The bigger one, because it's one of those little portable Hondas, are really nice. 1,000 watts or whatever. So the bigger one's like a 3,000 watt or 3,800 or something like that.
Right.
And I changed the carburetor in it, and it started, but then it started, and it.
Well, have you tried swapping the carbs over just to see if it is a carburetor fault or if it's actually?
Well, those are two different carburetors.
Right.
I'd have to buy another one. I could probably just buy another one and throw it on there and see what happens.
Ooh, crikey! No, you've got a tinker. You can't buy another one.
they're only like $20.
Wow,
$20
worth of tinkering, isn't it?
Chinese knockoffs, man.
That's what you got.
Yeah, so I don't know. It actually works. So the surging doesn't matter too much. I haven't put too much of a load on it, but I have put some load on it to see how it seems to be fine. It'll run the stuff, but it's annoying.
Right. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. That's exactly why tinkering is important, because it removes the annoyance factor.
I mean,
or the dollar.
It's loud.
The dollar.
They're loud, so those big generators are annoying because they're loud. But if they're loud and they're going row row, that's annoying. That's extra annoying.
What's a Jenny for? If you don't mind me asking.
Power outage.
Right. Okay. So if you're
just keep the fridge going and some lights.
Got you. So they're not on permanently. They're not on constantly.
No.
No. Only if your power outage.
With all the hurricane stuff we have, most people have a generator or two. That one, the big one I bought after the big hurricane when I came down and lived in my house, when I camped in my house without electricity for a month.
Yeah.
So I needed some lights or whatever, charge the phone.
How do you feed that into the mains then? Do you have a socket?
I don't actually. I just run an extension cord into the house and plug it directly into the thing. There are people that have that set up on their
circuit boards.
Yeah, it's not circuit board, but whatever, you know what I'm talking about.
Breakers.
Yeah. Power box.
Things.
Power box.
Power box. There you go.
I don't have that set up. I think mine will actually do 220. Now I think about it, but I don't remember. I think I can switch it to 220.
You've got funny voltage, haven't you?
Yeah, we're 110.
You're 110, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're 240 over here.
Yep.
How do you and your house general cope with all your electrical goods when you come over here? Then do you bring anything with you?
I've got an adapter or two.
Have you?
Yeah, it just adapts to your.
reduce the.
Generally, these days with electronics, they're dual. Almost everything's dual because everything
So
is
you
so
can, like, you
worldwide.
can charge your iPhone up and all.
Absolutely,
that.
iPhones are dual. Yeah, iPhones don't care.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
you do have to check some smaller, cheaper stuff will sometimes not be dual, or maybe if it's made
You
in
just
America.
blow it out the window, wouldn't it? If you plugged it in
Yeah.
over here, and it would just go poof.
Yep. Well, when I went over to Japan, and also when I went to Germany in early 2000s, that was still very much a thing. You had to have a step down for Europe.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. I guess it's the same thing.
I think, well, Germany
Japan.
was 220. We
Yeah.
were 240. Germany
Yeah.
was 220. And you're 110, weren't you?
Yep. So a big box.
Yeah.
Step it down to your stuff. It wasn't perfect. It usually ended up nuking. They would work. They would work for a year or two, but it would eventually kind of kill off things like hair dryers and the girls' implements.
But
and
did you when you were stationed in Germany, were you stationed married with family in Germany?
Yeah.
So did the military help you out with, like, instead of bringing all your stuff over from the States, did they help you out with being able to purchase your own stuff?
You brought you brought your stuff.
Did you?
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
We didn't bring everything.
That's a big old move, isn't it?
It is. We stored some of it. But yeah, your
Yeah.
household goods would come and yeah.
Man, I mean, we obviously we did the same, but it was we were on bare minimum sort of thing. We just travelled with, the beds and the refrigerator and
Yeah.
the basics,
Yeah.
just to kick the house out. But yeah, I mean,
People did that. You kind of had to take into account where you were going. Sometimes there wasn't.
Yeah.
You weren't going to live in a big house
Yeah.
like Iceland. You lived in these big like high rises, so there's more like an apartment. So you didn't bring all your household goods for that. You brought what you're talking about: sheets and bedding and clothes and stuff like that.
You went into storage with the other stuff.
Yeah. Yep. All right. I think that's it for channel news.
we went off on a tangent a bit.
We did. Now it's
We're
time.
talking 50 hertz and 60 hertz. I have no idea. Cliff.
Time to
What's all
time to
about
chill.
that? Oh, it is time to chill. Let's find the light. My Chinese knockoff light, look.
Still working. Both of them still working.
It's still working, isn't it? Yours was intermittent for a bit, wasn't it?
It tried to stop, but it's back. It's back. All right, hold on. We got to find this here.
There's not an awful lot to chill about, is there really? Not
Skirta
this week.
The Skirta is back.
Skirta, with its fancy paint job. If you want to pay nearly $150 for it, yeah, why not?
There she is, baby. Skirtas are back. $47. That's
For the basics.
yeah, that's up there. They must know what they have with the old Skoda. I hate those things.
I do, with a vengeance. They're like a T-57 on steroids, aren't they? I hate them.
I had one. I was on Ruenberg. I was in my Juto, the Tier 7. And on that corner I like to be on. And I was getting some damage in, took a hit from something earlier. I wasn't paying attention. There was a Skoda that was up in that little ledge between that they opened up in the church. Well, I didn't notice he came back around, and I was kind of staring down, trying to pop out, and he nails me. And then someone hit. So I backed out, and his team was losing. The guys were starting to wrap around. And I'm like, well, maybe he'll leave. Well, he sat there, and I could tell because you can kind of put your spotting point between some of the little edges there, and you can see them, and they don't really have a good shot at you. So I did that a couple times, and then I went, all right, I'm just going to be pithy. He's staring at me, so I'm just not going to come out. I'm just
waiting for your idiot.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I'll just let that. So eventually someone came around behind him and killed him, and then I moved out. I'm like,
yeah, it's not that.
yeah.
There's so many times I've done that, and I feel guilty about doing it, but I'm starting to learn. If your team is pushing and winning, and you're in that sort of position, it's not wise to push out. You know what I mean? And I've sort of learned that over the last few months. It's quite nice to hang back.
Well, and I could tell. I could tell that he very much wanted to just stare me down and try to shoot me. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
You can sit there and stare in your overpowered tank.
His aim was like.
Oh yeah.
That now, just waiting for you.
And you can tell because he's not looking. He's not moving.
No,
he's just staring.
Yeah.
Somebody drove around behind him and killed him off. I'm like, thank you very much. Have they sold this KTTS, fellas? This feels like
Oh, I
the
don't
first
know.
time I've seen it in the store. I could be wrong, but does anyone remember seeing this in the store? But it doesn't sell very often, I'm pretty sure. But here it is. The KTTS is available in the store, and I feel like it's the first time, but I could be wrong.
I haven't got any memory of that being sold.
Me either.
at all.
Me either. And if it has been, it's not been very often. So this is an interesting little tank. I mean, honestly, in terms of if you're still buying tanks or you still want interesting tanks, this is one. This is not a bad tank, I would say.
It's not expensive either. Well, it's relative expense, isn't it? But it's not. Yeah.
It's a TD, I
Rear-mounted
believe.
turret.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rear-mounted turret, powerful gun. 2,571 DPM. Good pen.
So here's
90-degree gun arc. Really?
yeah. It's it's a bit like the HTC in that regard.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at it. It does. It has a
Yeah.
look of that, doesn't it?
And the gun. So it's I don't know. It's like it said a 90-degree turret-ish thing right here in the middle. It's got the big tumor like the KV4 does up on top, so that's certainly a weakness. And it doesn't have a turret. It has a turret-ish. But yeah, I think it's the 107 gun too, the more accurate gun. I believe so. Yeah, it's got the 107.
Yeah,
so
if you wanted like just to go down that road and getting that type of rear turreted TD, possibly. Well, it'll side scrape quite well then, won't it? If it's got 90.
it's okay. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it can do ish. It's just a weird little tank. I think have I finished it or am I still playing? No, I've only got 23 battles in it.
Right.
So I don't mind it. It's just really strange, but yeah, it's
Quite useful
It's
for
our
$30, isn't it?
yeah. Ours is 36 for the base model. TS5 is back again.
As always.
T44 100 ISU, and that's pretty much it, fellas. I mean, honestly, that's all of the tank stuff as far as selling things that I can see here. There's nothing really else going on because I think we're about to get a lunar event. It is.
Yes. Yeah.
About to get a lunar event.
We're about to get boxes because we haven't had them for ages, have we?
All right, let's go. Let's go over here. As soon as I find my button. Where's the button? All right, missions. I'm on 24 for Battle Pass.
I'm on 29.
I've been
The second one.
Yeah, this is the third one. 24 is the third one.
Yeah.
So I've been cooking along. I played quite a bit actually lately. It was a bit of a lull there at the beginning of the year, but in the last month or so, I've been playing quite a bit. So we're zinging along here, missions wise.
Well, I think there's nothing wrong with having a hiatus, is there?
No.
For want of a
Yeah.
better one. Not, especially when it gets under your skin a little bit. So there's nothing wrong with just chilling out,
Yeah.
not worrying about it. And then you go back to it, and then all of a sudden things have started to click again.
Yep.
It's fun to play because that's all we do it for. It's fun, isn't it? You know?
Yep. So Turtle Mania ends on May 1st, guys. So if for some reason you're still slogging through that stuff, the BZ75 is on track. The 103 is on track. That explains why I'm seeing so many of these stupid things. I didn't realize that. But that's it for missions.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
it.
other.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no other missions going on.
It does get to me that they bring out something like, you know, the Polish TD line or the Japanese heavy TD line, but the on tracks are completely something nobody's really bothered about. I mean, the Swedish, they got the Swedish on track. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, why don't they combine it with whatever the flavor of the week, month, whatever?
Well, they never do an on track for the new stuff.
See, they should. That would
I
encourage
know,
people
but
just
that
to keep it going.
yeah, but they in fact and they don't sell. They never give discounts for a while.
Yeah.
If they have like an event where there's discounts on tier or whatever Tech Tree tanks, they always exclude the latest. In fact, this time I think they excluded the last two.
Oh, right, okay. That for me, that's not good marketing, but hey, who am I? I have no idea.
I mean, I guess the idea is that they don't want to make it easy. They want people to play the game. I don't know.
No.
I'm with you.
I mean, I certainly
strange.
wouldn't bother about the Swedish line right now because I've got the Japanese heavies, Japanese TDs, and the Polish heavies ongoing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't got time to do Swedish, whatever.
Battle Pass goes the 4th of June, guys. So most of you know this, but it's got another month, so you're good. Remember to, if you haven't done this, make sure you get your bounty equipment, which means you got to go here.
Yeah.
Mine's gone because I've already picked it, but you're going to want to use 3 of your coins for bounty equipment no matter what you do. I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to get first. I'll be able to afford the TT-130. I don't think either one of them is especially awesome. I don't know how many of these I've seen. Not many. I would have to wait for next Battle Pass to get 8 more coins to get that one. I could get... I think I probably will just wait. Because it's not like I'm going to grab one of these and play it immediately. And I think I'm more interested in this one than I am the TT-130. I've seen more of these, I think, than I've seen TS-60s. Does anybody have one of these yet? Morning, Goose. I was also surprised, Bruin.
Goose.
We talked about it last week. I didn't really think about the fact that they hadn't put out a Polish TD premium until last week or the week before when we talked about it and we brought it up. I'm like, interestingly, they did not put out a premium tank before this line.
Yeah. The problem with that is that you could tie that into sorry, I'm just clicking off everything. You could tie that into a loot box scenario, couldn't you? Quite easily, but I bet it's not. I bet it's got nothing to do with anything, has it?
Chubby Panda. So this is not available now? Is that it? Or you can't quite get 28 tokens, right? Yeah, that's probably it. I don't think you can get 28 tokens. Is that correct? 23? Is that how many you can get? 24. There you go. All right. All right. That's why I haven't seen any, because you can't actually get it until next Battle Pass. That makes sense. I forgot about that. Right. All right. I will probably wait actually and get that. Goose, what's happening? We were just talking about you. Goose is going out to, last we heard anyway, will also be at Tank Fest.
Yes.
So looking forward to
we've got a whole gang, haven't we?
Shaking the fella's hand and saying hello.
Yes. Can't wait to meet you, Goose.
Should have been a memo about... Yeah. I'm going to need the TPS report on that one, fellas. What were we talking about? Oh, missions and specials. I think that's all of them, man.
I just want to pick up on what Goose has just put there. Goose, it's not that you're not excited. You are the most positive guy I've ever come across. You make the room light up, dude. That's why I want to meet you. You are just 100%. Love you to bits, mate. Sorry. Anyway, carry on, Guido.
Yeah. Because I'm really exciting.
You're all right. You know what I mean? But, you're not Goose, are you? Dear.
Jeez.
I mean, you don't put on wigs and wear makeup, do you? So you're all right, mate. Goose does.
I have not done that. But I don't have a daughter his age that's jazzed about doing it either.
Yeah, exactly. See, so that's what happens when you're a dad, isn't
Left
it?
shoe. That is 100% true. I am relatively.
It's not true. Yeah.
All right.
I want to see this guy off air, man.
Yeah. It's just a hoot. Hey, here's a weird thing. Just to change. If somebody help me because I can't figure out what the deal's here. All right, so depot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Down here is this paintbrush exterior. Oh, okay. It helps to read. You can't read this because my thing's away, but I'm going to read what it says. Displays styles, camouflage patterns, and other elements that are not compatible with any vehicle in your garage. That is so random.
But at that point, you should be able to get rid of them then.
I don't understand why they're not compatible, though. Alembic, maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't have an Alembic, but I do have a T832. So why does it say styles, camo, and other elements that are not compatible with any vehicle in your garage? Concept 1B. Oh, I don't have the Concept 1B, I don't think. You know what I think happened here?
What's happened there?
Forest Spirit. Meal. Do I have the meal? I don't.
They're specific to certain vehicles.
They are, but
yeah.
So I don't have the Concept 1B, I'm pretty sure. So my thought there is because I played it as a rental, or Wargaming may have given it to me to play a couple times or something. That makes sense. So I played it, and the game said, yeah, okay, those are available. And then now that I don't have it in the garage. So it may be a similar thing with the T832. There was a weird thing with the T832. I don't know if Goose probably remembers this, but they gave us that tank to play, but it was the wrong tank, or the skin was wrong, or some weird thing, and then they took it back. That might be what was going on there. There you go. Yeah, Goose is saying it right now. So that explains the 832. I don't know why the Alembic. I guess I don't. Maybe I don't have the Alembic.
Goose has clicked that he has to write it 3 times before you notice it, Guido.
Yeah. What is the Alembic? Is that US? I do have it. Huh.
Cliffy's saying he's got one for the Forest Spirit, which he has.
Yeah. So those, again, those for me, those may be situations of Wargaming giving us the tank to whatever, and then it just didn't recognize we got it again, or I don't know. But anyway, it's obviously bugged in some way, or not quite correct, I suppose would be the way to put it. I don't have the 44100R, but that was a rental, so it's weird. And what's funny is you can sort. I mean, they've built this whole thing for stuff that isn't compatible.
Yeah, there's a lot of coding work gone into that, isn't there? For what reason?
Why would you not? Because when I clicked on it, I went, oh, maybe I can. It's easier to sort through here than it is down below.
Yeah.
And I might be able to more easily find stuff that's sellable, but no.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Well, that's the point I made before, Goose. You can't even get rid of this. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, if you could go through it all and go, oh right, that whole bunch I can sell.
Yeah.
Or I can, whatever. But no.
And also, Goose will understand this pain because he probably has the same thing. We were given where is it? Custom style. It's a camo. We were given a camo that they took out. And they took it out before most people could clear the little new light button here. So I have a permanent new light on my camo that I can't get rid of. And and if you're a completionist with maybe just a little bit of OCD, that will absolutely drives you crazy every time you look at it. It's absolutely hilarious.
Fantastic.
I just wish there was a better way to filter all this stuff and figure it out. What's this? I don't know what custom.
Well, the filter button would have to 3 things. It would have to do applicable tanks, which it does, okay. Sellable, and get riddable, or however you want to put it. And then what is then what's left? You know what I mean? That the filter for me would work that way. It's the same with the rental tanks. I mean, I have to make them. I have to select the rental tanks and make make them priority tanks or whatever it is. So they come out in the front of the garage, and then I can see that there's 6 rental tanks sat there, and I'm just like, I can't get rid of them. I can't sell them. I can't do anything with them. They just sit there forever and they're dead.
Hey Goose, thanks for coming by, man. Have a good one. Much appreciated. Drive safe, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm with you, Pilgrim. Absolutely, 100%. That is, it should be that way, but
it's not.
It's not. It is
no,
not.
No, and we know it's not.
No.
I mean, World Gamers like to have things like that on their game because it's so interesting for them to see the reactions.
I thought it was a booger, but it's not. 5-minute break, guys. It's been at about 50 minutes. I need to get up, refresh my coffee, and we shall be right back with subjects du jour and a discussion on the tie-in. This is the teaser part. Where we tease. The tie-in for the lunar event. All right, we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. What the free tank is.
Well, I don't know if that program.
We can make it up.
All right,
You're
right
on
back.
CA now. We can make it up, mate.
It's going to be the WT 100 thing. See ya.
There you go.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few.
All right, we back. Everyone gets a free tank, yes.
Yeah. I did promise a free tank. Absolutely. T2? What you got there? What's that you're drinking?
I've got, I think this is Sumatra blend.
Oh, okay.
Nice,
Alright, so
nice dark.
Dark.
If I do that, I'm going to tip it up and pour
Yeah,
it all
no,
over my
with
keyboard.
creamer though. You got creamer in it, haven't you?
A little bit.
See-
I'm trying to cut back on the creamer.
Oh, this is the question I was going to ask you.
Fat
Yeah,
boy.
I have no knowledge of coffee. Sorry, do you want to leave this till subjects du jour?
We're on subjects du jour.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got no knowledge of coffee, really, other than, it's a drink that the colonials drink. So,
Yeah.
well, I need to really bring yourself up to speed. So, when you say creamy, do you just mean milk? Or do you mean cream? Or do you mean something else?
Yes.
Right.
It's so milk is milk. I mean, if someone's like, "Do you take milk and coffee or tea?" That's milk. So that's not creamer. Creamer, to be honest, what exactly it is? Like the creamer I use is a chemical essentially. That's why I'm trying to stop using it. It's all high fructose syrupy. It's got a little bit of
It's liquid.
hazelnut. Yeah,
It's liquid.
Yes, yes. It can be powder though. That's why I'm
Powder,
saying.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
creamer, unflavored creamer is just, I don't know. It just makes it takes the edge off of it. I guess really.
Right,
It,
so it just turns the colour.
it does. It generally turns it from black to brownish, and
Yeah.
depending on how much you put in there, and it takes away some of the bitterness. Really.
So you don't put sugar in separately then? You use the creamer to sweeten the coffee a bit?
You can, I do, and yes, you can do that. So I think probably the most basic and probably best for you, I guess, is a bit of milk and
Yeah.
and a bit of sugar if you want a little sweetness, not too much, and at least
Yeah.
as long as you're using just like cane sugar or real sugar,
Yeah, yeah.
not processed crazy.
Right.
And it's interesting what Jimmy said. It is basically that the creamer it's like an edible oil product. It's not good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm asking is, well, twofold. Is that there are members of my family, sorry, I did spit there, who drink coffee. Right.
I like tea. I got nothing against tea. I just
No,
don't.
I'm
I don't
drinking
have
coffee, mate.
I don't have a family that makes tea. When we go to England, I drink tea with the English folk,
Good.
and that's fine.
Right. Well, you're getting coffee when you come to us, dude.
They
The house general's already sorted all that out.
they do horrible the Nescafe or whatever.
Oh, that is gross. That is the worst coffee. in the
dried
world,
coffee
isn't it?
stuff.
Yeah,
Instant.
yeah.
Oh.
Instant. Yeah, no, yeah. Absolutely, Kedge. No, we're sorting you out. But I just wanted to ask the question: what is cream? Because I didn't want to get. I mean, I'm quite happy to get cream, put it in the fridge, and you can put it in your.
If you have milk,
Like-
milk and a little sugar, and that's all
Cool,
that's
because
required.
I have cane sugar. I have
That's
brown
fine.
sugar.
That's fine.
Is that
Yep,
all right?
Absolutely.
Molasses type sugar.
Yep.
Of a variant, and cream or milk.
Yeah.
But I would have sourced you a creamer of some sort if that's what you were on.
Do not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't bother. Don't bother.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Thank you.
So half and half is another thing. Heavy cream is another thing. Creamer, which
That's
is
a nice coffee.
what's that?
Do you not think when you make like when you make hot chocolate, you make it with all cream or all milk? It's
Yeah.
it's a very rich drink,
Yeah.
and that can make coffee very rich as well.
Sure.
If you
Yeah.
if you do like half and half, if
Yeah.
you say
And I will drink coffee black on occasion too. If I'm having a small coffee after dinner or something. If I'm in
You got
I might,
they're called demi-tasse, sir.
yeah. I may have
Officer's mess.
I may have an Americano or something, just
Yeah.
black, as long as it's a nice coffee and it's
Yeah,
or there's a latte and stuff. But yeah, I need to stop the creamer thing because it's just garbage.
it's just chemicals then.
It's
Okay.
just it's
All right,
it's
well,
just
that's fine.
it's just really tasty chemicals.
It's like everything in it. Everything that's good for you is nice taste.
Yeah.
Everything that's bad for you is nice to taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool.
Okay, so you ready for the tie-in, fellas?
Oh yes, here we go. Here it is.
All right. Here we'll try to get the. Is this gonna there? There it is.
There you go.
Star Trek is the
Woohoo!
tie-in. So Luke Skywalker, X-wings, the Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. I think. Can you do that? Not many people can do that. Yeah, I see. You're a Trekkie.
The Force. I like it when the Vulcans use the Force in their
Yeah, the Force is
and their
good.
lightsabers. Those are my favorite parts.
Yes.
I like-
Well, they have their ears, pointy ears that the lightsabers get deflected.
Well, those-
off, don't they? It's like a shield.
Yeah, because the Vulcans are from the Forest of Lothlorien.
That's the one.
That when the hobbits came through.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. From the mountain where Smaug lives.
That was my favorite part, Kedge.
Yeah, exactly. He did twice.
He-
He killed him twice.
He put his phaser on stunned Darth Vader, and then took him out, and then put him in
Yeah.
the teleporter and zapped him out into space. And
Yes.
and then he did that with the alien that was trying to kill everybody.
That's right. Yes, the one with the mouth within a mouth. Eh?
Right,
That-
Ripley.
Yeah.
She saved Ripley with the
Ripley.
transporter.
Yeah, that's it.
That was I liked
That's-
that part of the movie. That was awesome.
Yeah, he did. Captain Kirk also killed Gollum. Captain Kirk's been around, you know. He's killing a lot of stuff these days, you know.
Well, when the Enterprise fought Battlestar Galactica, that was awesome too.
Amazing, yeah, amazing. One
And the
of those
Cylons,
guys
when the
survived.
Cylons attacked.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The day the Earth stood still, Captain Kirk was there moving. He was moving, dude. Yeah.
This is an interesting one actually to me because for the longest time, the Star Trek IP was really close hold. I think, who remembers? Was it? And I don't know if that person's still alive. It was Roddenberry's son or daughter that almost never let anybody do anything with it.
I think it was. Yeah, it was his son.
His son,
Or-
yeah.
I think it was.
It was
son.
his family.
Because-
In some way, it was his family.
Yeah, Roddenberry was critical that it remained true to what it was supposed to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So for a long time, it was kind of difficult to do, and it probably still is. But this surprised me a little bit with a tank game tie-in to Star Trek. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you've got to. That is like the furthest stretch of imagination you could possibly think, isn't it? Bringing a tank into Star Wars.
Now
Star
here's
Trek, sorry.
here's one thing that has to be said. This is Armored Patrol, not the official site, and that's the whole article right there.
Yeah.
So they don't
Yeah.
really have many details. Is it possible that's not it? I guess. I think they're going a lot off the pictures, which apparently look. So this is the new version. It's official. Okay, so Chubby says it's official. I haven't seen it anywhere on their web. Is it in their Discord or something? Twitter. Okay, Twitter.
or
Okay,
X,
there you go.
Jimmy. Yeah.
So, isn't that interesting that they do that on Twitter and X well before they put it on their website?
Yeah, it's a bigger reach, I think. Twitter and X have probably got a far bigger reach.
And there's a
than the
YouTube
website.
teaser. Okay, there you go. It is the
Oh,
new
yeah,
Star
look
Wars
at this
characters
now.
brewing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the. What do they call the original? Something OS. Trek TOS Trek Original Series. Is that? I think that's what
Is
they
that
call.
what they call it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Bruin just said it.
yeah.
TOS.
Yeah.
Trek Original Series, which is the no kidding, the one that started it all. So
I
yeah,
used to love the in the original series. You know when they battle the monsters, and the monsters were definitely dressed in rubber suits, weren't they? The aliens, they were just like they had
What?
it was like
Those-
a crocodile lizard one that was rubber suited.
that's
You
the
know what I mean?
Gorn.
The Gorn. That's
The Gorn.
And the rocks that they were throwing, they were like made of polystyrene.
Oh yeah.
weren't they?
Oh yeah. You can tell they're just like.
Pretend it was heavy
Yeah.
and then just
Yeah.
throw it. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yep.
Proper
yep,
true,
yep,
the real
yep,
life,
yep,
that
yep.
is. Tribbles, yeah, them.
The original series.
Says he gets to geek out. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love Star Trek, man. I played a game for a long time, a tabletop game called Starfleet Battles. Yeah, Starfleet
Oh, yeah.
Battles.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Dude,
of
it was awesome. They had the Gorn and the Kazin and the Romulans, Klingons. You could play all those different races. They had all their ships and stuff and blast each other. Awesome. I know Luke should not have lightsabered all the tribbles for
No, he shouldn't have done.
for
It's
capturing
not fair,
his
is
mother, but they captured his mother, so it had to be done.
It was actually his sister.
I'm pretty sure it was his mom.
Well, it was his mother, but it was his sister as well.
Ooh, yeah, that's
You know
that's a different movie, Pilgrim.
Oh, is it?
That's
I don't know. It's just rumor.
that one was. All right, I'm not gonna say it. I had a good.
Yeah, that's
I had
somewhere we
a.
don't
I had
know.
a good
Let's
joke
leave
for
that.
that.
Cue the banjo.
Yeah, that one was called "The Trouble with Something."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Star Trek. Star Trek is the tie-in.
Star Star Trek. We love Star Trek. Star
Yeah.
Trek is an epic icon of our generation. Well, mine and yours, my boomer years and your
Yeah.
lots of boomer years.
If you want to have your brain rot and understand exactly the level of stupidity on the internet, go to the Armored Patrol, go to an article like this one perhaps. Scroll. I'm not going to show you. Scroll down to the comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about a den of scum and villainy.
Well, it is the internet, isn't it? I mean, there are people out there that excel at being that. You know, don't they?
Yep. Girls in Panzer is back on console. That's a good place for it. Hopefully it stays there.
Yes, it stays there. It stays on Xbox. Where it belongs.
Don't Miss the Clan. Okay. Yep. Skoda. There's just. I love these articles, these paid articles that they're running now. It's always some ridiculous title. The growth of strategy-based video games market. Okay. There's another one. The history of the gaming industry. The history of the gaming industry. Games past and present. Oh, here's the YouTube thing.
Oh, it is definitely on YouTube then.
I think so.
Oh, I'm gonna have a look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna check it.
Hey, let's find out. Is it also in Combat Intelligence, you guys? Someone was saying that. I didn't. How do I?
Yeah, I think Bruin said it was in Combat Intelligence.
Oh, there it is. There's new stuff. Let's find out. Okay, 4 in a row. Update. Okay. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Oh,
I'm going there.
no, there's no video here.
No.
It is a
Just says,
close.
Could it be the next space? A new adventure will begin soon.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't like the look of those vehicles in this. I've got a feeling it's going to be one of those racy events.
Well, you remember it last time. Remember it was raging around and it was low G and you could smash each other. And,
Yeah, it'd be good fun, I think, just for a laugh, wouldn't it? Just for a giggle.
Shuttlecraft skin. Yeah, this very much evokes the newer movies kind of style right there.
I mean, people don't realise, the younger people of our world, the younger generation, they don't realise how cutting edge Star Trek was back in the day. I mean, I was knee high to a grasshopper when they first came out, and it was like a world away. It was like the future. This is what it's going to look like. This is what 2024 is going to look like. I mean, never would be, but you know what I mean? But I mean, who? When I was like 9 years old, who even ever heard of a mobile or a handy phone? I mean, never. They were like magic things that like people like Star Trek had, to communicate.
Think about all the things that it sort of predicted, I guess. Not necessarily predicted.
What's real today that they considered science fiction back then?
I'm trying to find the official channel here and see if
You may have heard of a handy, but on totally different reasons.
See, I tried to let that go. I really tried. I really tried to not say anything. And
Dear, oh dear.
Dang it.
I do apologise.
dang it, Kedge. I know, Kedge. I know. It's It's hard. Oh boy. Yeah, the original series only went 3 years, which is really interesting. How much of an impact it had for a thing that only ran 3 years.
You would think it ran for years and years and years and years and years, wouldn't you? You think
yeah.
back, probably because of all the reruns and everything else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's constant. When I was a yoth, it was constantly on my screens. It was definitely, Star Trek was on every other night, I don't ever remember watching a repeat. Put it that way. And the BBC were renowned for repeats back in the day.
I'll tell you what, I may not have seen every episode. I mean, I feel like I have, but it's possible. I may have to get that at some point and go through it again and just watch the whole thing from start to finish.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know how much of an overload that would be, you know, sort of binge watching Star Trek. I think by the time you got to the end, you would be seriously binged out.
Oh, hold on. Left Shoe just said something interesting. You did security for all the original cast members?
Wow, we've got some heroes here.
For while they were actually doing it, or later on when they were doing like cons and stuff. TNG translates better with my kids. Yeah, that one went for quite a while actually.
Yeah.
How many seasons did it go?
Well, here's a question, Left Shoe. Those people that you did work for, did they have? I mean, any that you can talk about? Did they have any particular, like, you know, I require this, or what do they call it? They call it, you know, some sort of shopping list or something.
Yeah,
whatever
7
it is.
seasons. Oh, a shop. Oh, you're trying to get some inside deets on what their favorite snack was.
You know, I required a bunch of flowers in my dressing room or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I can't remember what they call that, but yeah.
Left Shoe said
required
after. So like at cons and things, or
Yeah.
events or things they showed up to, or just like for life. He's not going to tell us. People always tight-lipped on that. I met.
You should be as well. Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry, Left Shoe.
One of our-
Me being nosy.
One of our students, he's actually a guardsman. He's at the schoolhouse
Oh, right.
here. Is a professional umpire, baseball umpire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rider, Jimmy.
Wild.
Yeah. Do you know what? You'd be surprised, wouldn't you? I mean, I've come across people in my life that you would not even consider, and then it somehow, in a conversation, it transpires that this person had been this or that, and you go, my word, you are joking me, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Isn't it amazing?
So the next generation had 176.
Oh, did it? Right. Okay. I wasn't
Episodes.
a big fan of Next Generation, to be honest. Wasn't a massive fan of Next Generation. I do think having Picard as the captain was cool, but it got very towards the end. It got very, and I'm like to say this, it got very PC. It got very, you know, bringing stuff in that they didn't need to bring stuff in. You know, real world stuff really. Just leave it as it is.
Well, I think that's an interesting statement and discussion, because Star Trek always was a forward-leaning, progressive idea. Like that was in there from the very beginning, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But but Roddenberry's vision was of a society that had advanced beyond a lot of the things he perceived in the '60s as issues like racism and sexism and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Even
leads and all that
even
stuff.
as today's people look at it and get all butthurt about, you know, what's not being, you know, who's not in the lead of all that stuff. And in the day, that was extremely, and it was a bit controversial in the day on how forward leaning it was.
I think that's a good point, actually, because when I think back,
So that the IP
I think
has
that
that.
was subconsciously that I would. Well, consciously I never recognised that, but subconsciously I guess.
But you were a kid,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
right? Kids don't necessarily see that until they're trained by their you know, people around them, usually primarily their parents, to learn those kinds of behaviors. So if you just see it on the screen, like, okay, that's just normal. That's how things are.
Left Shoe was actually, he spilled the beans. James.
Patrick Stewart was really nice. That's good to hear, because just the way he seems to be a kind of nice guy, you know. Doohan wanted 2 scotches while signing autographs. Shatner.
I've heard that about Shatner as well. I've from other people. Yeah.
Yeah, first interracial kiss. Yep.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Shatner is definitely a complex individual. I think I
like him
like
better
him.
now.
I like him despite all that. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I've heard that just interpersonally he's just kind of a arse. He had a show in the 90s Boston Legal.
Yeah.
Boston Legal.
Oh, was it? No, I thought you meant the cop. He was a police.
Yeah, he did that too, but Boston
Yeah.
Legal. Maybe it was early
Yeah.
2000s. Boston Legal was on, and he was with T.J. Hooker. Yeah.
T.J. Hooker, that was it.
Who was the other actor on Boston Legal? That the other guy. God, what's his name? But that was a good show. That was a really good show. He was a complete nut job on that show. I mean, I think they wrote it for him to be himself, more or less.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he was a lawyer, but I think they wrote that character to more or less just be
To
Shatner.
match his character. Yeah,
Spade,
Shatner.
it was.
Yeah.
Yep,
Brilliant.
yep. Spader. What's his first name?
Oh, look, left shoe.
James Spader.
What is?
James
yeah.
Spader.
Able to play Sam in Lord of the Rings and Ray Park with Death Maul in Star Wars. Oh, okay, cool.
What's that?
Left shoe's been around a bit, you know. He's a proper tart, he is, isn't he?
Nice.
He's knocking around with all the famous people.
So security. So essentially, don't mess with Left Shoe.
No, don't. Mate.
Not unless you want your arm
Yeah.
twisted into a pretzel and thrown out of somewhere. If you want to get thrown out of somewhere, mess with Left Shoe. He'll
Yeah.
throw you out.
Yeah. He knows how to.
Sean
fight
Astin
around
does
too.
seem like a nice guy too. Yeah, that's the guy who played Sam. Yep.
Oh yeah, Sam. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that part of Star Trek. I do like that part of it. Yeah, don't mess with right shoe.
The part of Star Trek where they took the ring to the mountain and tossed it in and destroyed it. That's my.
How dare he? The one ring to rule them all.
Remember when,
Toss it into a mountain.
remember when Sam and Frodo went across the universe at Mach 9
Yeah,
to
they did.
destroy the ring by throwing it down the vent shaft of the Death Star? The only way they
Yes.
could destroy the ring was to shoot it down
Down the vent shaft. of
that
the
vent
Death Star,
shaft of the Death Star into the nuclear reactor in the middle.
which was rented out by the Borg.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a rented Death Star.
because Sauron made one ring to rule the Death Star, to rule all of the stars.
Yes. To all of the stars. Yes, because Sauron was a Borg queen, wasn't he?
True. That's where he started. That's what happened.
That's where it started.
Yeah. He was one of one.
It was, wasn't it?
He was the.
Who's the cheap ass that was 7 of 9? Who needs to be 7 of anything? You know, you've got to be 1 of something, haven't you?
7 of 9 was a character.
Yeah.
She was on Voyager, right?
I think so, yeah. But
Yeah.
she was fairly robust looking, shall we say.
Because Voyager, they got sent to another galaxy. They actually were in
They
a
did.
different galaxy.
Voyager disappeared to a different dimension or something. Different galaxy. Quadrant. They got sent to the Delta Quadrant. That was it.
So
by
they,
a
so they were
transport
still in
hole.
this. They were still in the same galaxy.
Well, they went to the Delta Quadrant of the same galaxy
doesn't-
through a transwarp hole.
Oh, so they. Oh, okay.
Or was it Q that did it? Q bunged them that way, didn't he?
Q did it.
I can't remember if Q sent them to the Delta Quadrant.
Q was a little bit
He was
controversial as a character
Was he?
because
He was,
he was sort of like
powerful.
he was magic.
He wasn't in magic.
Yeah,
He was.
I mean
Yeah.
essentially.
Uh,
What?
Stop it, left shoe. Stop it.
John Delancey was Q. Yeah. It is a slow day in Watt Wayne. We've run out of World of Tanks stuff to talk about.
Tank stuff. Let's
Yeah.
do Star Trek. But it's all applicable because Star Trek is the new feature for the whatever the World of Tanks is bringing to us next.
True. Yeah.
So it's okay.
They should have made it. They should have made it Turtle Trek.
Yes, the hard shell that flies through space. That would be good.
Yeah, not working. Absolutely. That was odd. I don't know. It was a cool character and a kind of idea, but I don't know if it necessarily went with Star Trek because it.
I think yeah, and then they brought.
Well, he was like the ultimate.
Goldberg.
Yeah, he was like the ultimate MacGuffin. Like he
Yeah,
could
yeah.
basically cause or solve anything, and it was kind of.
The thing for me was that Q was a collective as such. So what happened then was that there was this big hint of a supreme being
Right.
in the universe, which
Right.
then that took it out of quasi-reality. It's from science fiction to fiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that sense, you know what I mean? There's this collective of supreme beings that rule the universe.
Cliffy, come on. We're trying to have a serious
Come on,
discussion
Cliffy.
about real science here, man.
Well, actually, they have managed to transport through a transporter physical material. They've done that at the Hadron Collider, albeit it was only atom size. But they have managed to make a piece of matter move from one location to another via however that works,
Yeah.
a transformer. So they have done it. So it's only a matter of scaling it up so that
They
I can
actually
you
did
can
that.
beam to me.
They actually did that in the quantum sense.
Yes, in the,
They
yeah,
beamed a-
quantum
they
physics.
beamed a-
yeah,
yeah.
quantum physics.
They
yeah.
transported.
That's what I'm saying. It's just scalable now. All we need to do is get it scaled up so I can beam to you in Florida or you can beam
Yeah.
to me in Cambridge. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I wonder if they
did
could. I wonder if they could beam you and then add some matter and make you taller.
Well, the trouble is it wouldn't match, would it? I'd have, because I've got hairy feet, it would cause a bit... I'd have horses' hooves on the bottom, wouldn't I? To make
Possibly.
me taller. Because the AI would look at my hairy feet and go, that's a horse's hoof, we need to make it bigger. So he gets a horse leg attached to the bottom of his foot to make me 6 foot.
You know, Cliffy, one of the cooler things I heard regarding stuff like that is the guy was talking about trying to think of it right now. Talking about talking about matter and light, right? So things that are waves,
Yeah.
things that aren't waves. And his contention was, and it's the whole, are we living in a hologram? That it was all that kind of discussion. But what he was saying is, when you look at something, and there is some science behind this, they think this is sort of true, or is true. Basically, everything is light waves or waves. When you look at it, they collapse into the thing you're looking at. But
Right.
but say something behind me that I'm not looking at, you are because you can see it, but I can't see it. It's just light waves, so it doesn't form or collapse, he was the word he was using, until you look at it.
That doesn't compute, to be honest. That doesn't compute.
Yeah, it's a wild
Does it?
discussion. Yeah, and he talked about there's science behind it. The quantum science behind it is solid as a solid
As a quantum physics,
it's-
yes, you
as
can
a-
understand that.
as a theory or part of
Yeah,
all the
as a theory, because it has been proven that photons can exist in two places at the same time. So there is that possibility that there's an extra dimension to that. So that the gaps between matter is great until you, as you say, if you look at it. Now, why then can you then record these things without looking at them? So you can have a remote camera record something, and they're all visible.
Well, that's an interesting discussion, because the concept still applies to the camera and the film and the thing you're looking at. So you take a picture of it with the camera, that all that information, because when they talk about this lightwave thing, everything's information, right? It's how it's built to work.
Yeah.
So you do that with the camera, you look away, it goes back to its lightwave, you look back and it all coalesces back into whatever it was, which
That'd
was
be
a
well
camera.
creepy. Imagine if you could look quick enough. Oh shit!
I mean, left shoe, basically that's the same illustration. That's kind of a conceptual way to look at it. You turn the light off and it's dark. Then
That is a good point, actually.
it's there, but you don't see it. I don't know. It's all, it can get really mind bending.
It is that does your RNG in, mate. It doesn't matter that RNG says no up there because when I'm not looking at it, it doesn't exist. RNG.
He just lurks back there, and he doesn't collapse into RNG unless you look at him.
That's it.
And
then
he
your
never
life goes to shit. In
he
real
never
life.
says a word. All he does is make you miss every shot.
Yeah, that's
Every shot.
This is a very, very deep and detailed discussion about things we don't know anything about, isn't it? Really. But
So it's unbelievably deep, yet only about 1/3 of an inch deep.
yeah, you can imagine having Dr. Brian Cox sat here. He'd be just
Yeah.
looking at us going,
Yeah.
"What the heck are you
Yeah,
talking about?"
we're sitting here talking about deep subjects we know zero about.
Yeah, exactly.
The subject is deep. Our knowledge is the surface has not been scratched.
I think it's wonderful.
Did you know that Earth, if you scaled up a cue ball, a billiards ball, it would be bumpier than the Earth?
Yes. See how smooth that is to us? Yes. If you scale it
Isn't
up.
that weird?
Yeah, well, if you got to think about this, there's gaps between atoms, isn't there? And you can only, I mean, the smoothest thing in the world has been whatever it was. It was that obsidian sphere, wasn't it, that they made to make it
Yeah.
smooth. But even that had mountains and valleys in it.
Yep.
Did I tell you about the time I met Stephen Hawkins?
You did.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Do you know what? That man was so intelligent that when I met him,
He walked
we
away.
never had. No. Well, I did feel like a bit of an ape. I felt like my knuckles were scraping on the ground when I was talking to him. Because, I mean, who am I? But when I met him, he was that intelligent that the only conversation that we had in common was the fact that he was parked outside Victoria's Secret's underwear shop
Yeah.
in his wheelchair. So, we couldn't do black holes at that point or anything else. It was
Did he just
about-
start talking in mathematics or something to you?
Well, but there is a time lapse, don't forget, with Stephen Hawkins talking.
Oh,
So, do you know, there is a time lapse. There was a time lapse. So, I mean, his eye was going 10 to the dozen when we were outside Victoria's Secrets.
So his
And there are
little
good female clothing shops.
his
Yeah.
little computer was talking to you.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
His computer was talking. His eyeball was talking to me.
Was he alone or did he have a handler with him?
No, he had a girl, long-term
Caregiver.
for years.
Caregiver,
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember her name.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was with him. But I actually asked him. I said to him, "So, why are you outside Victoria's Secrets?" And he just said, "We all like to look at nice things every now and again, don't we?" I was like, "Let's talk black holes, shall we?" Oh, dear, what a lovely guy!
That
What a lovely guy.
was just another subject you knew nothing about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Let's just go there.
Like you're the rich guy, dude. I don't know. Somebody asked about the Juto, just to talk about tanks for half a second.
Yes.
Here's how mine's set up. Vents, IA, rammer. I like this setup actually for most heavy tanks, to be honest. I have seen some videos lately. People like, oh, the IA is useless and everything, and it's very interesting to me actually the way they say it. Basically, I think if I can condense the idea here is that everything tends towards the middle anyway, and after a certain accuracy, you don't need another 0.02. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that because I think arguably 0.4 is horrible in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And somewhere around 0.3 is pretty good and underneath that. So there may be a law of diminishing returns as you get lower. Where exactly that is debatable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a totally different setup. For example, I've got vents, mobility improvement system, and hardening.
Yeah.
With a vent directive. So.
Here's my problem with hardening. Hardening is a passive defensive addition.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't drive my tank out to take hits if I can avoid it. Obviously, that happens in pursuit of playing the game, and sometimes you do need to take a hit to take a position. So it's a resource to use. But my hit points and the toughness of my tank don't directly contribute. Obviously, if you don't get tracked or you have an extra hit to take because of hit points, I get it. That's true. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about an overall conceptualization of how I play is I go out to shoot other people and not be shot. So picking
Yes,
an
yeah,
equipment
no, I get that. Yeah.
picking an equipment slot that helps me if I get shot, that's fine, but I don't intend to do that a lot.
Yeah.
So I find it to be kind of a wasted slot.
I
don't know.
When you look at it in that detail and you look at it, the majority of the effect, the bonus effect, is around your suspension. Absolutely, I get what you only get, I think it's 0.8 or 0.10% hit point roundup, but everything else everything else is around the suspension. So I get that. I do understand that.
Yeah,
I
not
guess
getting
that's good.
tracked is a good. I mean, obviously, if you can,
Yeah.
but again, I don't go out there going, oh, let's get hardened up so I can go take hits. And I realize that's
Yeah,
not.
no, get that.
I realize that's not how people look at it. But what I'm just saying is, I want stuff that helps me shoot things. And yes,
Yes.
that
IA or
can
something
help.
that improves your
Yeah,
gun.
that can help you shoot things, and that I don't get tracked and killed, and I have some extra hit points. Noted. But if I have 3 slots, I want to take stuff that's going to make my shooting better.
Yeah.
And I'll just deal with the fact that I don't have the extra 150, 200 hit points or whatever it ends up giving me.
I do think it's not worded correctly though. I don't believe when they call it hardening, you immediately think that your armor's going to be super armor sticking that on. I mean psychologically it's not. When you dig
Yeah, it just gives you hit
down.
points. Yeah, it doesn't give
Yeah,
you any arm.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
durability,
so, I mean,
repair
probably
speed,
something else.
suspension load, hull damage, minus 50 during impact, and 8% of, or 10% in the bonus, or more if you've got one of
Rounded
the
up,
extra.
yeah.
Like, what can you get
Yeah.
to? What does the improved give you? 12%.
12% HP roundup.
Yeah, and what's this thing? 11? 11. So it's 10.
Yeah.
If I put it in the improved slot, what's it give me? All right, so standard's 10,
Yeah.
8 in the improved slot, and then 11 for bounty and 12.5 for improved. Yeah, 12.5. Obviously, so this it's kind of an interesting thing with this though, because when you start talking the high hit point stuff at high tiers, like a mouse, that adds a considerable number of hit points.
Yeah.
How many hit
You've got
points?
2,000 plus hit points to start off with.
Yeah, I mean that is an extra hit or two, I would say, depending on what you get hit by. Yeah, and maybe that's the kind of tank probably where it's a player. You're talking because you kind of with some tanks like the Maus, you are intending to have them shoot at you. Like you're going to use that
absolutely.
armor. That armor is part of your play style. It's going to be part of what you're trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Modified config and assault TDs and heavy. So that one I don't have a lot of experience with. Modified config. Here it is. Faster repair speed. That probably explains why sometimes you shoot some of these TDs and they are back in action so fast, because they'll do stuff like that to get the repair
Like
speed.
that to get it. Because that's frustrating. That is when you do that.
Do both these things modify repair speed? They do. Wow. What can you get what's the fastest repair speed thing you can do? Modified config, improved hardening. Is that all you can add? Does this do anything? No. Spall liner, no. Spall liner doesn't do it. That would be interesting to see how fast you can get your vents. Yeah. The repair build. You got your T95 down to 5 seconds. That's awesome.
Crikey.
Hardening, rammer, and turbo. Yeah. Speed to get there. Rammer to shoot fast. Hardening to survive hits. Are you doing that with mediums too, or just heavies? Somebody is mowing their lawn at 8:30 on a Sunday morning. What on earth?
See that's useful for every like.
Yeah, but Diablo, you're not good at the game, so we can't. We're not gonna. We don't want it. We don't want to hear what you do.
Yeah, we don't want amateurs giving us advice. Thank you.
Yeah. Take your 3 marking. Yeah,
Yeah.
total noob.
Yeah.
Get good.
5 seconds. Wow.
That is fast. And Diablo's
Yeah.
probably in the camp of IA. I'll just deal with the accuracy I have because more or less everything goes towards the middle anyway, and I'll just be careful with how I shoot. That's probably, I don't know, probably works that way. I don't know. I feel like I get a better result with the IA.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I hate the fact if I'm stuck out somewhere and I can't repair because I've used my kit. It's so frustrating, and as you know, you want to you train your crew up to have repair skills as about a third. Normally, it's about the third skill I'm in on each of the crew members.
Yeah.
So or a fourth even. So a lot of them are not even trained up.
Yeah. That is interesting because like repairs used to be one of the mandatory ones, and I don't think people take it quite as much. And you know why?
No.
I guess I know why now. I just thought of it, and I've kind of forgot about it, but we've run with it for so long. It's the kit regenerating is the big deal there.
Yes. Yeah.
So remember, when the kit was one use
Yeah.
and gone, you needed to prioritize
Yeah.
repairs because you needed to not get locked down so easily. But now that repair kits, I think people don't prioritize repair as much as they used to.
No, don't. No, I mean things like intuition for your loader comes first, where it didn't used to before. And even with drivers, I mean, I used to train the first 2 skills up driver related and then do repairs. Or if it was a light tank, it'd be camouflage.
Right. I think camo is still mandatory on light tanks as an early pick.
Yeah,
As an early pick.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what else. What other people? So Diablo, what about you then on the Juto? You're gonna say hardening, rammer, and turbo on the Juto. Is that what you would put on it for Wayne? Repairs vision. Brothers in Arm repairs vision. That's what. Okay. Phasers, yeah. Full spread photon torpedoes or one at a time.
That's the one.
Pew pew. It doesn't go pew pew though. Actually, those are Star Wars pew pews, and then
Yes.
in Star Trek it's it makes the because it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Although that's more realistic because it's a beam of light, photonic energy,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't have
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Doesn't have a sound band either.
Well, also the
It's like-
lasers actually being
You see, this is where if you start to dig down into things, it becomes a bit disenchanting, and that's a good word. Is when you look at the lightsaber, in reality, in real life, you couldn't have a saber because that light photon would continue forever. It would
somebody
not.
made one.
Yeah, but they had a mirror on the end.
No.
On a piece.
But it's a
Somebody
plasma.
made one.
It's some kind of plasma thing.
Oh, okay, so plasma has a finite length. Is this what we're saying? So they can make a saber.
Yeah, a guy made a thing that could cut. Yeah, plasma sword. That's it. So it's not necessarily a lightsaber, although maybe a lightsaber is a plasma sword. I don't know.
That is mind blowing because the handle part would have to be so protected against the plasma, because plasma is not it's warm, isn't it? It's very
Well,
warm.
you see the guy that invented it, and of course it's attached to the big box to do the thing, but he's got big heavy gloves and a mask and stuff because it's.
Yeah,
I mean, you
absolutely.
wouldn't want to touch the wrong thing with that bad boy.
No, you wouldn't put your
Yeah.
dimmer switch.
I saw, this is sort of only tangentially related. I saw a video. So the famous picture at MIT of the bullet going through the apple,
Yeah.
where you see it,
Yeah,
coming through or whatever.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was, I think this guy's dad a relative of his, did that. I don't know, 30 years ago or whatever it was. Very famous
Right.
picture. So a photography of slowing down something that's moving very fast and getting a perfect still of it. They wanted to do that with light.
Really?
So they built basically a camera that could photograph light propagation, and they did it, and it's freaking cool.
Is it?
It's
Is
really
it like
cool.
You can see the beam traveling.
Well-
as it moves forward.
So they did two versions of it. One of it was an apple, and they just turned the light on, and it took a picture of the light, and you can see the light wave propagating towards the apple.
Got you. All
And
right.
then when it hits like the face of the apple, when it hits
Yeah.
the face of the apple, it lights there and then it spreads. Because the
Wow.
apple's curved, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
parts of
yeah,
the apple
yeah,
are a
yeah.
little further away. So it spreads, and then after that, it casts the shadow
Yeah.
because the wall is further away. So you see,
Yeah.
and it propagates in like a wave, like a curved wave, because the light, the light is going,
Yeah.
all these ways. Very, very cool. And then they did a beam version of it. They took a bottle and put some liquid in it, and then they shot a burst of light, and they caught the beam. And as the front of the beam, as it went through there and propagated, you could see that as the light around it, just really, really cool.
Did it when it went through the liquid? Did it retain its structure, or did it dissipate slightly? Did it? Was the
Yeah,
beam
it was just like a beam. It was
just went through?
yeah.
Amazing. Obviously,
Yeah.
they used lasers, I guess.
So the guy was talking. I don't know if it was NPR or it was a science show. Maybe it was a YouTube. I think it was definitely a YouTube video. I don't remember who did it, but they were discussing it afterwards with him and talking about his dad and that other picture with the apple, and discussing how much it slowed it down. He gave some crazy
Yeah.
number on how much you have to slow down to see the light wave propagate like that. And he said if we use the same camera on the thing my dad did which was just a bullet moving slightly
Yeah.
over the speed of sound, he said that movie would take a year to watch.
I was just about to say it would take forever, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? To watch.
Yeah, he says it would take a year. I'm
Yeah.
like, that is crazy.
Isn't it just? What would interest me is that beam of light that hit the apple, as you said, it spread over the curve of the apple. I wonder how many photons actually passed through the apple and came out the other side.
I don't know.
If any at all. If any at all. Because, I mean, matter's not solid, is it? There are gaps. So I wonder.
Yeah. Wayne, have a good one, man. Good luck in
Wayne.
tanks. There's a question. Can you shut off the last shot BS? Yeah. I think Clippy's already told you, but let's take a look and see if we can find it. Where did Clippy say? Right side of general postmark. Right there. There it is. So you can just show your vehicle. That's old school. Show enemy vehicle.
Yeah.
Show moment your vehicle destroyed short, and then detailed.
Yeah, you
I
can
turned
get
it
rid of
off
all
because
that.
I just
Yeah.
didn't care.
No, doesn't do anything for me.
I mean, I guess if I was super tryharding, I might learn something. But yeah, I blew up. You got me. My problem is when I die, I like to start moving around immediately and kind of see what's going on, and I didn't want to wait for that to happen.
No, because and really, for me, it doesn't do anything for you. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Some people like it. I mean, battle hits, I guess, is a good thing. It's a
That's
good
right,
thing.
left you. Exactly. And also, if I'm streaming and I get shot and I want to complain that it was rigged and cheating and how did he do that? And then if I want to make up all these reasons why I died that's not my fault. If I get the facts, that's
Confirmation.
not
that you're-
helpful.
Yeah, no, it's not, is it?
I can't if you show me how it actually worked, then I can't make stuff
Yeah.
up.
No, it's confirmation bias is ruined then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's just BS. That's right out. I can't do that.
Nah.
Right, Kedge? Lost because because that guy went there or
Well,
whatever.
You can't call them Muppets. Apparently. So you can call them tarts.
You can, but
Yeah.
you might get banned.
Oh yeah, you get banned if you call them Muppets because somebody objected to being called.
All you got was a chat ban. You didn't get a 24-hour ban
I
ban.
got I got a 24-hour chat ban. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, but you could still play.
Yeah, I can still play.
You
Yeah,
just had the
that's
tape
fine.
on your mouth.
Yeah. Well, the number of times I started typing and realised I can't actually say anything. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, bugger.
Motards.
No chance, that'll do it.
That's the new clan. That's the new clan insult.
Abuse word.
Yeah, just you're a bunch of
Motard.
motards.
Well, apparently, I think it was Cliffy was telling me. Cliffy said that if you don't personalise it, you can get away with it. So if you say that was a game by Muppets as opposed to you are a Muppet, apparently Wargaming don't give a.
Oh, really?
Like that. You can say
Oh.
that. Yeah, you can say that if you just generalise it and not personalise it. I mean, the fact that you use the word "you," it becomes offensive. Apparently. So yeah.
Huh.
So I've learned from that. I call everybody. That was a load of Muppet play by Muppets.
By motards.
By Motards. I'll change it to Motards now.
I'll be honest. I have said things in chat. I should have been banned 100 times. It's just random. It's whether or not some person is mad enough that they're going to do the whole thing to
Yeah, of
report
course
it.
it is. To be fair, I've only ever been chat banned on the NA server. On the EU server, there's been so much toxicity on that. Everybody gives it some. They'd have to ban the whole server.
I
really.
think. Well, yeah, definitely. They definitely allowed a lot more to go on there. NA was
Just too much to
yeah,
put.
NA. I think but I feel like maybe it's the same people now, really, because they've done all the consolidation. I mean, I don't know how they have it set up.
I think also you probably don't get reported as much because not everybody speaks English on the EU server, so they don't even know what you're being called. I
Yeah.
actually typed in once. I typed in "what a bunch of Muppets you lot are," and somebody come back with Muppets as in the cartoony show thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. He obviously wasn't English, and he went,
Yeah.
"Oh, that is so funny! Yeah, everybody, you are all Muppets." I was like, "Oh yeah, well done, mate."
He was on board. He's like, I love that insult.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That is something I do miss from playing on EU. You get the foreign language insults. I was exciting to find out what they said because you type it into Google Translate and figure out what.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, it was something bad. Not all the
Yeah.
time, but generally it was some swearing or whatever. But
Well,
it's-
if you send a ticket in, they'll actually give you the transcript of why you were banned, which makes for great reading. It really does.
I did a download once, probably 3 years ago, of all
Yeah,
my
I did.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's got your chat logs are in there. Everything you've ever said in the game
Yeah.
is recorded, so you're not getting away from it. You're not going to be like, "Oh, I didn't say that." And also,
I admit to it.
I bet if they actually pulled the chat logs, they could probably ban just about everybody in the game.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have a game, would they?
I once said this gun is poop. Once it got banned.
Absolutely, Grendel. Absolutely, way it goes, isn't it?
You said poop?
That's offensive. That's offensive to anybody, that is.
I was talking to a guy the other day. His call sign is doo doo,
Really? You said doo-doo.
and I'm like, that is rough, man. How on earth? He's like, it's a long story. I'm like, I bet. We generally don't give people that bad of a call sign unless they are doo doo.
Yeah, left shoe.
Usually, the call sign people get when they're kind of that way is usually something like wedge, the oldest tool, the oldest tool known to man.
Yeah, absolutely. Stone axe.
Yeah. Well, fellas, I got to get going, man. I got to get on with my Sunday, and I think we haven't talked much about tanks for probably about 45 minutes.
No, not really.
Sphincter, seepage. Oh my goodness. Possibly Cliffy.
Yeah.
The call sign wedge, oldest tool known to man.
Oh dear, oh dear.
It was a love fit. Oh my goodness. All right, Pilgrim. Next week, I'm gonna play it by.
I may or may not be around. I won't know until.
All right, just keep me up to date. Let me know. I might,
Yeah.
I might come on for a little bit, guys, and maybe play some games and chat or something, just to get another stream in or something. But I'm not 100% sure what we're doing.
No, I mean I'll know Friday because we've got potentially planned weekend next weekend. So I'll.
Because I may be packing. It may be depending on how the week goes. We may be actually packing up because we're gonna have to leave about 10 or 11. So that it's gonna be close. Let's just say no. We're just gonna that way it's easy. I can do whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I am planning on streaming. I think my day off is Tuesday, fellas. So 2 days from now, expect there will be a stream this week. I think it's on Tuesday. Pretty sure. But that's all I've got here from the left side of the Atlantic. Let's go find someone to red.
And that's all I've got. The correct side of the Atlantic with my cup of tea, all finished.
You guys have a great Sunday. Let's see.
Have a good Sunday. Yeah, enjoy it.
What do you got on the plate? What's dip for dinner?
I think it's burgers actually.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, different for a Sunday. I think it's burgers. I think because we've got brioche buns, and when we get brioche buns, I know it's burgers.
Huh. This guy's name is Goat Hoarding. No, I'm not gonna.
No, don't go there because I nearly said something I shouldn't say. So don't go there. Oh dear.
We have to rate him just for the name.
We do.
Yeah.
On the subject of goats, the golden goat of Guernsey is under threat of extinction. So if you can buy one to look after one and breed it, then do so. Just so you know, you can Google that. The golden goat of Guernseys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only about 50 breeding pairs left in the world.
Wow.
Because I didn't eat anything yet today,
Why is?
and I will eat fish.
Okay, there we go. I'm like, where's
I
that
can't believe
sound
you said
coming
it was
from?
there.
Yeah, we're gonna go see what the old goat's doing. All right, guys. Have a fantastic Sunday. Probably see you on Tuesday. No coffee talk next Sunday. I will be on the road. Guido signing out. Oh, we gotta start the raid. There we go. Gotta wait 10 seconds. Slowly, 10 seconds from now.
Have fun.
All right, fellas. Later. See ya.